Okay. I do not have my class today, so if needed, we can go a little bit over time too. So
Ooh, not too
if
much, but I'll see what I can do.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay. All right. So all right.
And the,
So
Let's rue
back.
along among the roosters. I
Okay.
mean, he
So
does have roosters, so.
okay. So back. So from where we last left off, our heroes after an impromptu a spinning session arrived at Baldur's Gate. Um, in the attempt to find out where the cultists were keeping or transporting their treasure. Um, they were told of a contact within Baldur's Gate. Uh, that would tell them the best method of tracking the cultist group if they were perhaps to leave Baldur's Gate by means of caravan. Arriving at Baldur's Gate, they were suggested by a few locals to go to a particular stable known as the Stamped Mare. Um, by telling him that all pack animals were not allowed within the bounds of the city, mainly because the streets were really, really confined, and that would be spelled disaster for by means of traffic jams and whatnot. So he suggested to go to the Stamped Mare, the safest, um, the safest stable around these parts, because Baldur Gate has a reputation of allowing anyone into their gates. And by anyone they mean like everyone from nobles to poor people, to scoundrels and thieves. Um, they arrived at the Stamp Mare, and after realizing that the owner has a means of magical protection, they decided that it was the best bet to leave their horses there. Albeit a little bit more on the expensive side, it was worth it to prevent their horses from being stolen. Um, after traveling around, or traveling through to the northern part of Baldur's Gate, where their contact was located, um, the heroes noticed that they were being watched, as they were the newcomers in town, and as they were traveling through the harbor area of the town. Uh, and then JJ through through another memory recollection, realized that these people were likely members of the underground organization of an underground organization whose name escapes me. I'm tired right now.
Centauri.
Yes,
Centauri.
Zentarium. Oh goodness. Okay. Um, After making a few hand gestures to wave them off, saying that JJ had some information regarding or he lied about having information about a late delivery of some kind. They the mem or the Ayers left them alone. Eventually, they did they did arrive. They did arrive to the Black Gate, which was the northern part of Baldur's Gate, and eventually they did find their contact within the. They did find their contact within the city. Who happened to be the owner of a
Blacksmithery.
Or of a smithery that specialized in repairing the various merchant carts as well as traveling supplies for the caravan up north. His name was Akin Sullivan. And after endearing themselves with one of the merchants, he who identified himself as a halfling named Lasvis Longnose. They were able to meet with their contact, who through him identified which merchants were looking for guards, so they can keep a better eye on the cultists' carts. Who they later realized that although they were slowed down, the cultists decided to send one cart ahead to keep the merchant's caravan stable staying in Baldur's Gate for a few more extra days, while the rest of the cult caravan caught up, disguising themselves as another rather larger merchant group. After bribing the caravan head, you will be staying within town for a few days. And after going through a few names, the three of you decided, Rue and Selena decided to see if they can get hired by an exotic bird merchant named On Evanmore. Virgil decided to meet up with a very secretive rock gnome traveler named Radicare Perathun. While JJ decided to travel back into town to see if he can't get more information from the Zentarium. And that's where we left off. So again, JJ,
Yep.
as if I recall, last game you wanted to see if you wanted to find any members of the Zentarium
Yeah, that's correct. But
that you recognized from your previous visions.
And I wanted to check out if the elves are still there that we last time spoke with.
Okay.
You remember? Yeah.
Make me a perception check.
Perception. Okay.
Yes.
12.
Okay. So you unfortunately due to the wide amount of the large amount of caravans and the various races and people that cart them, you are unfortunately not able to find the wood elf traders that you were hired by last time.
Moon elf, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
That they were carrying wood. moon elves that were
Oh,
carrying wood.
moon
Yeah.
elves. Yes, moon elves that were wood traders. I apologize. Yes.
Ah.
Um, that were exotic wood traders. You
Mhm.
do not see them. However, um, you do see within this entire you do see within this Centarium. Make me a wisdom check real
Straight
quick.
with yeah.
Yeah.
P.
Okay. And I will say you be and it's not a difficult it wasn't a difficult roll, and I'll give you advantage on that because it was quite a stark revelation. Um, you you remember the wood elves. Um, the Centarium guards that you fought. Um, one guard in particular, calling one particular member of your group rather nasty names. But that group member getting retaliation by completely humiliating him. Um, and him saying out the Zentarium will heal of this. That was the leader. Um,
The
you
Brawley guy.
yes. You um you see who appears to be you recognize him. That um he was one of the looking back about an hour or so ago. You recognize that he was one of the group that was eyeing your
Mhm.
party earlier.
Okay. And I'm gonna approach again with the sign language, the thieves' cat, that I am here to share information.
I
If
don't
they,
I don't recognize you. Who are you?
of course, you don't recognize me because that's my first time in the city. I come from far, and I'm here to talk about lacking distribution of the goods that you are awaiting, which are now very late.
What goods are you referring to?
Black market.
Make me a persuasion check.
Mm, yes.
Kind of kind of thinks for a moment.
Mm,
Raises his hand in a signal, and at once you are surrounded.
mhm,
Um, you are surrounded. Uh, you are surrounded by three guards. Um, not none of them being openly hostile, but glancing around, you do see the glint of a dagger in one of their hands, but quickly
mhm.
being held underneath a cloak.
That's okay.
Your information better be good. Come with me. And he leads you. He escorts you into one of the local into one of the harbor
Houses.
into one of the harbor harbor
Warehouse.
taverns. Yeah, harbor towns. Um, known to the harbor one of the harbor taverns. You see if I can known known as the Blooming Bride. All right. Going inside, you see that this particular cavern is not one of the cleanest. It's not one of the most cleanest, but it's presentable, and you can see that it's a customer here and there, especially considering that it's early evening. He leads you into one of the. He leads you into one of the back rooms.
Mm-hmm.
And before long, excuse me, you hear and about 10 minutes go by before a very imposing figure approaches you. Make me another wisdom check with advantage.
Okay. I suck at wisdom.
Okay, but with nine, I'll say it was a rather important memory, so the DC wasn't that high. And once again, you are hit with a flashback or recollection of memories. You recall your previous encounter with Unthar Thum.
Mm-hmm.
The order of the Gauntlet Leader from Elturel. You recall asking him who to contact within the Zentarium regarding more shady activities, and you remember the you remember the code name of one of the higher contacts within Baldur's Gate, known simply as Dogmeat.
And was this discussion in this campaign or the one previous?
This was in the previous campaign.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I hope he's still saying.
You recognize this. This was. I believe you had. As far as I believe you had contact with him.
Mm-hmm.
You had contact with him in the previous game, so. Look.
Would I be able to recall any of the Zentarium that I had contact previously to any campaign, as in my home city where the goods are delivered? I might mean not the guy who was doing the deals, but would it be possible to remember a name from that time?
Like from
Both
regarding.
parties. Yeah, I believe that our party was dealing with Sanitarium in goods, and because
I believe the deal that was made in the previous game. As far as I recall, it's been a long time, but I believe I believe the deal was is that they had, or it was just you that talked to them about this. I believe in the previous game you made contact, and in return to their particular information, or in return to the information that you were asking for regarding where you came from, they know about the particular treasure. They know about the treasure being stolen by the cult, and they wanted to know where it was going. Kind of like where on Darfur, they want to know where it's going as well, but for their own purposes. And I believe that was the or something regarding that. I don't particularly remember the specifics of the deal that was made, but
I do get where you're coming from, but what I meant was, because of my own shady group from the other city, had to deal with Centarium in they're dealing with stolen black market goods. We are giving it to them for the right price, and since they're not coming for obvious reasons for some time, I'm here to feed them some false information maybe about everything. And
so
then get something
you're
out of it.
trying. So you're trying to act like as a representative of your.
Yes, that's correct. Sorry, I was not very open on it.
Okay.
I just want to see how it's gonna play. But it will reveal itself during the talk.
Okay. Okay. I gotcha. Okay. Well. Okay. So if that is the case, make. Actually, let's see. You would know this. Okay. So you recall. So you recall that although it seemed like an ages ago at this point, you do recall that when when dealing with certain people. When dealing with certain people from the outside world, yes, there was a few contacts. A few contacts that you had access to. When one, let's see, one was a dark elf male. Let's see.
Just make it the guy from Curse of Strahd.
Okay. Okay.
Stuart.
Yeah, we'll do that. But all right. So, but in any case, so all right. So, the name, the dude simply going by the name of Dogmeat said. So, you claim to have information regarding goods.
Yeah, I'm gonna flash them my own insignia, the pin of the silver tongue, and that should be pretty obvious. Show them where I'm coming from.
Okay.
The insignia of what?
Of my own group.
With that, he kind of sits back. Well, I must say, we don't come across your group that often anymore.
Well,
especially one so far from your, especially so far away. Don't you and your group tend to stick a little bit more, close to Waterdeep?
Yeah, that's correct. But we had some dealings, and we were about to ship your group a big shipment, but we had some problems, not the group, in our own home. the Iron Ring, to be more specific, the slave traders. And that's the reason why the goods are not delivered yet. And I'm here to give more information and to make amends on that matter. I'm also here to share other information that might be of more interest to you. Just to keep up the good relationship we had in the past.
I'm listening.
Okay. Now, as I said, the goods are now delayed. It might take some time, but the goods will be delivered. And any magical item that has stepped on our lands, anything you want will be delivered. But our only concern is that the Iron Ring might be tried to steal these goods, and we believe they are also keeping tabs on your group, just to be aware of. And the other thing is, I'm pretty sure you heard about all the ransacking of the gold around the smaller towns here. And I'm pretty sure,
though I'm familiar.
and I'm pretty much sure that you're interested in these goods, gold, silver, or whatever they are. And I'm here to share that information. And I do believe there's a way that you can take a big cut out of it if you want. Still interested?
Roll me a persuasion check with advantage.
Maybe deception? More?
Or deception check with advantage. I apologize. Yes, deception check with advantage. 25. Okay. Kind of sits back, hands deep in thought. Well, normally I would be very suspicious of an individual who just so happened to come, insignia or not, especially one who claims to be a representative of a fallen group now that another group has been taken over.
No, they have not taken over yet.
However, your group has been good to me and has been good to our organization in the past. So long as my shipment does arrive on time.
Well, on time, I told you it will be delayed. That I'm sorry of. There's nothing I can do. But with shipments traveling through the sea, it can happen. But if it's not arrived, we will compensate it.
Do you have any? Do you have any evidence of that? Do you have a sample of this? A sample of the various poisons that I've ordered.
Poisons? No, I'm not the poison master. I do deal in magical goods, magical items, and gold mostly. That's my section. And me being here is just to ensure the trust that we have built upon each other over the time. And don't misunderstand. If you deal with the information that I give to you, it's also a good thing for my group because they are also the opposition group. Iring is also in cahoots with these dragon cultists. Where do you think they get their slaves?
Slaves, what are you talking about?
Yeah, the dragon cultists are dealing at these times a lot of with slaves. I'm more surprised that you didn't know that.
Hmm. Slavery, bad for business.
Definitely.
Hmm.
It takes out the fun of stealing.
Hmm. All right. Well. All right. Who do you go? What do you go by, stranger?
Just call me JJ for now.
JJ. I will remember that.
Yeah, you'll remember that
In
too.
any event. Okay, so my shipment was delayed, but by your word will be delivered, although you have no proof of it being delivered. Although you claim what's this about the cult caravan?
Yeah, I can give you an exact location where they will coming from, where they're going, and estimate rough number of how many there are and their connection that they already made in Baldur's Gate. And if you can gather up your mans, powerful group enough to strike the caravan before they enter Baldur's Gate, I believe you have a big chance of stealing most of what they have at the moment.
It's
It will be harder after they leave Baldur's Gate because then they will be in caravan. 150 caravan strong. No, sorry, 50 caravan strong. It will be much more harder than striking now.
all right. A lot of a lot of a lot of information that you are just so freely giving out.
I'm not giving them freely.
What do you ask in return?
Well, the main point would be if you can strike them, it's gonna take a big chunk out of their finances, and then they will not be able to deal with the eye ring, and that's good enough for me for the moment. But I'm more than willing to hear any other information you can give me on the group that if you have any, because it seems like we will cross paths with them in the near future more often.
This caravan, how many days travel are they from the city?
Well, to the caravan master, they have left 2 days. They have still 2 days till Baldur's Gate, and they might be coming in parts, just 1, 2 caravans per entrance, so that they don't get rolled around and make a big target. But that would be even better. And the biggest thing you should look out is for people in purple robes, because they are the leaders, they are the officers of this group. And there was specifically a woman leader that you should take an eye out. I believe she will be also among one of the caravans. If you can spot them, that's your card. Should steal anything you find. you can find in them.
I will definitely keep this in mind. As for your request, as for your request, you're the first representative of your organization I have seen in quite a long time. Until now, I wasn't really aware that your group is in the process of being taken over.
No, we will handle all part. That's what I'm here for. And well, you would agree that we were good for your business also, with all the magical weapons, with all these daggers that we provided on various occasions.
Well, if this is the case, if and he emphasizes he emphasizes this, if your word rings true, I will seek out what I can.
Mm-hmm.
Although that amount of treasure so close to the city, that'll be difficult in and of itself to bring to acquire.
Well, you know that
bring me. See. Either you bring me some sort of token or evidence that these are in fact part of this cult, or if one of my scouts brings back that information,
okay, just watch out.
and we will talk more about information.
Now
Again, if this is true, you know that we will take advantage of this opportunity.
Well, it's up to you if you believe it or not. I will give you the name of one of their leaders. It's Ulam. It's a woman, all in purple. She is carrying a heavy polearm with her. She looks more man than woman, to be honest. And I believe any other official from them is also in purple attire, and they have these dragon ornamented swords on their belts, and they're carrying a lot of gold with them. Gold, silver, trinkets, you name it. And it would be a really, really sad occasion if you just let them by without taking out your cut for entering your domain. And what I suggest is I'm gonna leave the city very soon, because like your organization, there are other counterparts that are waiting to get our goods, which will also be delayed, unfortunately, and I have to bring word to them too. So I'm moving forward till Waterdeep. But if you can
Wait a minute. You are telling me that is supposedly these merchant carts that are chock full of various valuables that will be of great use to our organization, and you're telling me just to let them walk past my city.
No, I'm telling you, don't let them walk past your city. Grab anything you can. The gold is therefore taken. If you get my point. It's up to
Okay.
you. I cannot decide how your organization moves. Maybe you're more into assassinating political figures, but a little bit more gold can do no harm to any organization. There are people to bribe, there are prices to pay, and if you want other goods besides your group, gold is always handy.
Alright. Well, you better be right about this.
Well,
We will keep an eye on these so-called carts. And if they are what you say, we will get our cut our way.
yes.
And if it is as you say, you are leaving the city within a few days. How if you are leaving the city within a few days? How will we be able to contact you?
Well, you have your people all around the city. I'm pretty sure you will keep your tabs on me. So that's how we deal within the organization. I'm pretty sure you'll find a way. And if not, you can just direct me to somebody of your organization in Waterdeep. Would that be okay?
That's right. That's where you're heading next.
Yes.
All right.
It,
These
it's closer to home.
you mentioned that you are traveling with a group.
Yeah, I find a group where I can blend in, and I'm probably join the caravan as a guard, since I don't have any merchandise with me to pose as a merchant. Unless you have something to deliver to Waterdeep, I could be your merchant then. But if not, I'm just going to join as a guard.
We don't have any. We don't have anything worth trading at the. We don't have anything trading to Waterdeep at the moment. The only shipment that we're waiting for is your merchant of poison that I'm expecting.
Okay. Yeah.
However, he nods. He nods to the god that brought you in.
Mhm.
Kind of gives you a searching look. Go ahead. Let's see. Let's see. Go ahead and make me like just like because of like the overall conversation of. Go ahead and make me another deception check with advantage. Okay. Okay.
I can lie.
Right. Yes, you can. Uh, okay. All right. Well, see if it like this. Well, again, we're not transporting any goods. However, he points again. He points to the guard that's bringing you in. Uh, we are we don't have goods to sell, but now that you have arrived, information. As a means of maintaining our relationship and also ensuring that your word is indeed sound.
Mhm.
If you mentioned that you are looking for work as a guardsman, well, just so happens that we are doing the same thing. We have a small unit that's going to be posing as guards for one of the caravans. You may join them, and you will be able to transport your particular information that way. Both of our information. You can acquire both of us can acquire what we need at Waterdeep, and also as a means of making sure the shipment is indeed coming.
Mhm.
I say it's a win for everybody.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right, and you better be right about this. I don't normally put so much faith into a person I've only just met.
Yeah.
Should your information prove false, there will be a massive debt that will need to be paid.
Yeah. Okay.
With that, he signals for you to leave.
Well done, gentlemen.
All right.
Leave. Yeah.
Okay, and all right, and it's around this time that everyone has returned after being successfully hired as guardsmen.
So did we split the party, or will we decide if we all join?
I
Same.
mean, we all split
I
to
believe-
find the job.
Virgil found a job. Virgil found a job with a secretive rock gnome. Selena and Rue found a job with the fancy and exotic bird merchant. And JJ will find his job in regards to the
Posing as the guards.
yeah, with one as one of the Zentadian guards. Okay, so the three of you return. The three of you return to the elf maid tavern, I believe is what it's called. The
We
singing elf maid.
quickly.
Something like that.
Elf Song
Something like
Tavern.
that, yeah.
Elf Song
Elf
Tavern.
song, the elf
Yeah.
song tavern, yeah. The elf song tavern. All right. And at this point, it is getting close to the evening. Dinner is made. And it is around this point, that you guys discover why this place is named the Elf Song Tavern. as you guys are finishing your meal, seemingly coming from nowhere, you looking around, you don't see any instruments, anyone on stage whatsoever. You hear this this faint melody, along with a hauntingly beautiful female voice, singing in Elven. Does anyone speak Elven?
Let me check. No.
Okay. All right. So Virgil, you're the only one who understands. From what you can, from it seems to be a very faint, or it seems like a very old, a very old elf song, about a this elf's struggle, between her love of the forest and the love of a stranger the love of a stranger who urges her to leave the forest and to travel the world with him. And it's a very old elf song. Not many people know about it. But in any case, what do you guys do as you guys are eating?
Tis a sad song, but I gather you've made progress with finding work for the caravan.
Yes.
We did.
And, Rue impressed the Birdman.
Let me guess. She got very interested with the birds, didn't she?
Yes.
How did you know?
Just a hunch.
He has roosters and an ostrich. Did you ever hear about an ostrich before? I've never seen one before. It was, oh my god, it was amazing.
Roll me a nature check, Virgil.
Okay then.
Nice.
18. Yeah, you. Okay, so yeah, you're familiar with an ostrich. It's not. It is indeed not a common bird. They're normally found in desert, like in deserty, in more deserty environments. But yeah, those type of birds are not commonly found. Commonly found within this within the world, within the Sword Coast. He was true to his he is true to his word. Ostriches are not typically found around here.
Quite a rare bird he's got, Len.
Yeah, it was like it had like a very long neck and a very long feet, and it was black and white and everything.
Can I use prestidigitation to make a small figure of an ostrich?
That would be
minor
more...
illusion.
Yeah, that would be more of minor illusion. Prestidigitation. That's not really a
Yeah, I
prestidigitation.
wasn't sure.
That's fair. But just imagine if you had loads of them running around the place.
That would be more minor illusion.
Yeah. But yeah. Yes.
He also had the
Imagine if
red
he had loads of
macaw and a pelican, eagles, hawks, a flamingo, emus. Did I mention he had roosters? Like roosters? See, that's gonna be so much fun.
And then you realise you yourself are a rooster.
I mean, I have red hair. They
You're
also
halfway
have.
there, then.
Yeah. And I like to what's the word? Out of character. I'm not the thing that like they all show off and cock about. And cock about. I don't know if that's the right phrase. Like do this thing with their feathers like the cats do when they're like hissing.
Like a parade around, you mean?
Yeah. I mean, this is basically what I am in character, like a rooster that parades around trying to get the attention of everyone else so that they could leave his hen alone, you know?
Oh, you're puffing up.
Yeah, puffing up, yeah. Puffing up, yeah. I mean,
that's essentially what they do. They make themselves look bigger. They like puff.
Yeah,
their feathers out.
Actually, a rooster is exactly Roo's spiritual animal, you could say. Now that we're talking about it.
I'm so glad I didn't play one of my other characters. She's petrified of roosters.
Oh no!
Yeah. But at this point, Vern kind of leans over to Selena and just whispers, "I now think her parents might have been a rooster now."
You see, she almost like caught, like, as you said that, she laughed just as she took a sip and she had like pull her cup up. She did go all over the table.
Oh, are you alright? What happened? Are you alright? I pat her on the back as far as I can reach up. Because I think that she choked on it and she started coughing. Like I'm trying to help her.
I'm good, thank you, Rue. Okay. I'm just gonna look at Virgil and just kind of give like that was horrible, but I absolutely agree look.
I even give her a point from my lay on hands just in case, so that she feels even better. Because I'm like a mama hen, protective.
You don't need to worry, Rue. Selena's alright.
Oh, good. That's good. That's good to hear.
I just caught her off guard with a really good joke right there.
What kind of a joke? No, I want to hear it now too.
Perhaps later.
Oh, okay.
When there's no food or drink to be had.
Okay. Well, in any case, you guys talk about your various experiences with the caravan and how exciting it's going to be seeing the road. But in any case, it will be because you did arrive a little bit. You arrived early. It will take a few days. It will take a few days before the caravan fully leaves after the cultist caravan arrives. Is there anything that the four of you want to do during the meantime? Because you do have a few days, of off time or a spare downtime. You have a few days downtime. That's what I would say.
I want to go to my work, my employer, and get familiar with his animals. Like, just spend time with them so they're familiar with me.
Okay.
Like, become friends with animals. Animal whisperer.
Okay. Go ahead. Okay. Let's see. All right. Go ahead and make me an animal handling check. And I will say if you ask I will say if you ask your employer to help you introduce that, it will be with advantage. So go ahead and make
Yeah, I'm definitely going to ask him to introduce
go
me
ahead.
to them.
Go ahead and make me an animal handling check with advantage.
Because I have a 0 modifier to it, so okay, 18.
Ooh. Okay. All right. So, okay. So with On telling you, in his very enthusiastic and sporadic way, he tells you about all of the various habits of his animals. The ones you should only you should let him worry about. Ones that are friendlier than others. And before long, you are acquainted with just about all of his birds, and all of them are a little bit more friendly to you now.
Yay!
Selena, Virgil, JJ.
Yeah. Not much to do with the caravans and that are much, but what Virgil will be doing some of his downtime before he sets off is getting some materials and using his 1 minute. Do I even have? No, I don't. But anyway, never mind. So in that case, what Virgil will be doing is actually using the downtime now to get his a wooden bracelet, some mistletoe, and make his arcane focus during the downtime.
Okay. And I will. Yep. And I will say. Along that time. With the. You will have to go a little bit outside of town to do that, because it can be kind of difficult with your nature-based ranger magic. It's kind of difficult to do that kind of magic like in smack dab in the middle of a very crowded and populated city, kind of detached to nature. But before long you find a small grove, and with that small amount of magic, you're able to make your arcane focus.
My druidic focus, but yeah.
Druidic focus, I meant to say. Selena, you gonna do anything? Or JJ, you gonna do anything? If you don't have anything, it's okay.
I just wanted to check what caravan I will be moving.
Okay. All right. Okay. And I will. Okay. And okay. With that. Okay. All right. So with. Okay. So after going back and talking with this guard, with the guy, the person that you fought, who identifies himself as
Dog meat?
who go, no, not dog meat. That he's kind of like the one in charge within Baldur's Gate. The one who brought you to Dogmeat. He identifies himself as simply David. He leads you on, and he takes you to a humanoid who you haven't seen him before. He looks to be maybe a perception check.
Perception check.
Yes.
16.
Okay, so you see that you are led to a human merchant. Looking at him, he looks to be maintaining more of the illusion that he is a wealthy businessman. He wears a bit. He wears assumingly wealthy merchant clothing, but they are a bit outdated. His cart is a little bit on the older side. That has a tarp. He comes out, goes around. I'm assuming, are you the gods I hired? David simply goes, yes, we are. Good. With all the goods I'm holding, it'll be a. You better be good. All these goods will make me a richer man than what I am now. All of Winterdeep will soon be dressed with my with my finest silks. All right. Well, my name is Neverite Van Werther. What names do you two go by?
I'm Jason, VJ David, and this is
I go by Simon.
Was that David that says that he's Simon?
Yes.
We're gonna have so much fun with the names.
All right.
And is that by any chance the Silk Road merchant?
Go ahead